Hello there and welcome back to another edition of the Hot Lap Classic. This time take a look at the 1989 Mazda 323 Interplay 4-door sedan, also known as the Protege. This car also requested by Gerator, and interestingly enough, despite being the most basic model of the Mazda 323 in this game, it is the most powerful model. While it may not have four-wheel drive, it has front-wheel drive instead. It has 370 horsepower, a good amount of torque, and 892 kilos of weight. Very light, very powerful. Front-wheel drive. This should prove to be pretty good and also a fantastic racing mod. Anyways, to find out how this car does, it's going to get 6 laps of the Motorsports Land track to set the best time it possibly can. Currently there is Suzuki Scuderia Pikes Peak Edition at set time 27.10, the 323F on, or the 323. Not likely to beat that. Not actually sure where this car is going to go. Interestingly enough, it's actually pretty similar to the car we had last time, the Audi A3 in terms of power. In fact, I think it has exactly... no, it doesn't. It has around the same amount of power as the A3 did. If this car is quick, this could challenge for best front-wheel drive car we've had. If it doesn't work out quite right, then I don't know. It'll be quickish. I will say it looks really small in game. Not quite sure why that is. Usually, yeah, it looks really small. Anyways, the first lap obviously not going to be a lap that really matters. It doesn't quite get turned in as nicely as I want. Also, it doesn't nearly have as much speed as you'd expect it to have. You know, having 370 horsepower, you'd expect a lot of power and not a lot of straight line speed. But as it turns out, the 323 Saloon, not hugely quick. Not massively quick, mind you. Get on straight, what can it do? 127, nah, not great. Anyways. Yeah, it's interesting, as in, it's very not interesting to drive at all. It's just sort of very painfully average. Also, doesn't really feel like it likes the bumps out there, so we're probably going to try and avoid that so much. Does have front brake lockup, but that's not too surprising. Yeah, this one probably not going to be quite as quick as I was hoping it would be. Yeah, disappointing. I don't know what it is about certain cars, like especially the Japanese used cars, for whatever reason, seem to be built for disappointment. You know, sure, you've got your Imprezas and the Evos and everything, and they do well enough, but stuff like your basic cars, your Mazdas, 323s like this, and the Honda Beats and whatever, and AZ1s, all seem to be built for disappointment. Even realistically on paper, they have excellent sort of power to weight ratios. Like if you drove this in real life, a 900 kilo, 300 horsepower 4-door saloon car, it'd probably fly. But in this game, it just sort of doesn't really have that much in the way of straight line speed overall. It's very weird indeedo. I'm going to try and get it stopped into here, swing it around. 31.577, that's more like it, but I mean even still, that's not amazingly good. Gonna get a decent pull out of that corner. Try not to stop it dead on this corner, keep the momentum. It's just not quick, which is a bit of a shame. I would love to have seen this car do well. I do think the later Mazda 323s, because they've got four-wheel drive, despite being less powerful than this, I do think they've got a really good chance of doing well. Stuff like your GTR, which is all-wheel drive, and of course a former rally car. But apparently this one is just not quite up there. A 31.564, another slightly disappointing front-wheel drive car, apparently, which is a bit of a shame. Anyways, a 564 will put it into 103rd place. It goes in between a Mitsubishi FTO and a Toyota Celica, interestingly enough. Also slightly quicker than a Tom's T111, the Celica, another Celica, Integra, quicker than an Audi A3, just not quite up there with the best of the best front-wheel drive cars. Interestingly enough, it's a bit off the Punto. The Punto had very similar stats to this, but about 200 less horsepower, so yeah. Rather interesting for the 323. Anyways, I want to thank you all very much for watching this edition of the Hot Lap Classic, and until next time, farewell.